Welcome to The Actor's Choice, where the actors and actresses have a chance to talk about themselves and their careers. Join us now for the next hour as we explore the marvelous industry of acting by actors and actresses from today's exciting show business world. And now, direct from Hollywood, here's your host, Ron Brewington.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ron Brewington, and welcome to The Actor's Choice. Roll it, Tony.
I'm Jimmy Velarde, Director of Photography and producer of the short film Confessions. My involvement with Confessions initiated in 2017 with creator, writer, producer, and director Yvette Vargas. And in 2020, we decided to do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to do something a little different. There are a lot of people who don't know it, but without a camera operator, an electrical department at all, actors and actresses could not get a film or TV project completed. Is that correct, Jimmy?
It's absolutely correct, Ron. And it's a beautiful day today. Thank you for inviting me here. And a belated happy birthday to you. It's wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you. We have such a person who's been doing this for over 40 years. This gentleman sitting here with us right now. He's had 40 years experience in the entertainment industry. As we say in the business, not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jimmy Velarde. Let me say that again. Velarde. There you go. I'd say it slow. I'd slow it down. Slow it down.
There we go.
Slow it down.
Thank you, Ron. It's
one word gets out of another.
Yes. It's great to be here. I want to start out with just the basic roots of I was born and raised in Pacoima, which is located in the northeast side of the San Fernando Valley. Some of the surrounding communities are San Fernando, Moore, Lakeview Terrace, Van Nuys. I attended Pacoima Elementary School, Pacoima Junior High, and graduated from San Fernando High School in 1976. I'm very proud of that because we have so many incredible talent has come from the school. A Heisman Trophy winner, Charles White, to Anthony Davis, USC star, to Gary Matthews, baseball star, George Lopez, and the list goes on and on and on. So part of that also includes me with my involvement with the Pacoima Historical Society. And I became going on the board of directors under Crystal Jackson's leadership. We bring back the pride in Pacoima and letting others know it's a vibrant community and continues to be.
Excellent. Because again, like you said, you were brought up in San Fernando back in those days.
Yes.
Drugs and gangs, but you got through it.
Got through it. I was raised by a single mother, a strong grandmother whose roots were based in Taos, New Mexico. So I have a lot of blood from New Mexico. My mother was born in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and my elder sister. I'm the third of three of the youngest, and women were my strength and my structure in moving forward with just my life and my career and education. Without them, I would basically be lost. Also, part of our household was an uncle who was a heroin addict, and so we had to endure his needs and his suffering as well. He got hooked in the Korean War. But I loved him as a father. He was the man image around the household, and till this day I miss him and build my strength around, I guess, his weaknesses at that time.
You had a sister and a brother. You followed in their footsteps.
Pretty much, yes. I wasn't a very good student. I just my eldest sister was attending and did graduate from Cal State Northridge and became a public school teacher at San Fernando High School. She went back to teach there, and she retired after 38 years. She's now has been retired for the past 8. My brother was in the teaching profession but crossed over to biomed. So as the youngest, not knowing where my next direction would be. And this is also coinciding with being a father at a young age. In high school, I had a baby son. So now I'm a single father raising my son with much help from my mother as well. So they really talked me into going, you need to continue your education if you're going to further yourself. And I ended up going to Cal State Northridge from 76 through 1980 and graduated with a bachelor degree in television and film. But it was a big struggle, but it was a whole new world where which I always connect with. Networking is so important, creating friendships, which, took me back to my childhood. I loved growing up. I had a wonderful childhood growing up in the streets and the projects in Pacoima. It was so diversified. My neighbors, my brothers were Black, and we had white people, we had brown people, we had Japanese people, and it was just a wonderful time. And so having all that upbringing, I'm able to fast forward and continue working with my brothers and sisters of all colors, in today's environment.
Glad you said that, because when you went to school, the one thing I was in New York City, in
Yes.
Harlem, ghetto as they used to call it. And
Yes.
I remember the three E's they used to always give us: education, exposure, and experience. The
Right.
three E's.
Yes.
And then I joined in the Navy. And when I did that, they also told me about the seven P's. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. These are
I love it.
would
Never
you
heard
like
that one. Never heard those.
say again?
I said I never heard of that. It's the first time hearing that,
Oh, good. I'll send them a piece of paper and send it to you. So no problem at all.
There you go.
Yeah. Because for a moment I thought you said you'd like to go back, you like to go in the military. Good
Oh, no,
thought.
no, no, no. Yeah, I respect those. My father and uncles all were in the Korean War, and cousins and relatives. But I just I wouldn't be cut out to do that, because I come from a whole different philosophy, and having grown up in my household, we were very active in uh, political issues and marches. I marched with Cesar Chavez, and in the 11th grade in San Fernando at the Safeway store, boycotting grapes. My sister participated in the Chicano moratorium in '69 and '70. And that kind of parlayed interest. I'm also, aside from having 35 years with CBS Television Network, and I became the last staff cameraman just this year in January, when they finally laid everybody off. But prior to that, I had worked as a freelancer. So I have just under 45 years experience. And, what I mentioned earlier about networking and developing friendships, those networking connections were made in college, where it was a whole new environment. There were, people I have never been around, and their fathers and relatives were in the business, and I had no one. But I created a bond with five individuals that later referred me to different productions, and I was able to use those, along with being, I like to say, being talented behind camera came natural to me. So it parlayed into that, and I worked for Disney early on before going to Television City, and a lot of the Catholic Network station, sports, and just a variety of different experiences. And I've been real fortunate to have worked my entire career, with the exception of the pandemic, where I was only off for 2 months. So yeah, I'm blessed.
Let's look at the name. Victor Field. Does that name strike you as familiar?
Victor Field. Victor, I can't say enough about Victor. I met him just out of high school, my first year in
Mhm.
college, through a mutual family friend who was in the business. Ruben Perez, he worked for CBS News, and I was interested. I came to a standstill my junior year at Northridge, and was initially went in as a music major, and decided, you know what, I'm not a musician. It's not coming from here. I love music. I wanted to be a musician, but if I would have continued down that avenue, I would be broke. So I crossed over to television and film, and I would visit Ruben, where Ruben and Victor were close friends. Victor was born in Mexico, and was raised by a stepfather, Rudy Field, and that's how he got Rudy Field. And that means Campos in Spanish, field, Campos. And so he had a very interesting upbringing. Started out in Pennsylvania with the Amish, and then later settled in Sylmar, and also was a graduate from San Fernando High School. So that connection came through another connection of the family, and he took me under his wing. He worked for the Chicago Tribune and later became the he managed the entertainment department over at for the Daily Los Angeles Daily News at the time when it was a prosperous, vibrant newspaper. It was 30 pages long and front and back. You remember those newspapers, right? Everything
Yes.
digital. I love newspapers. I still love the feel of it. So he took me under his wing, and I became a photographer for the Los Angeles Daily News, and one of the supplements that would come out yearly was the restaurant and nightclub guide, and that opened up a whole different world in terms of developing my eye for composition and getting things done on a deadline. And that's opened up also many other avenues in the corporate world, because that's a whole different field. I've had a very vast experience in multiple industries, with the exception of theater. I've been involved in the music industry. I've been involved with the print industry, the television industry, the film industry. So he opened up a whole different world, and with his connections in the entertainment world, that parlayed into, man, just I ended up touring in 1981 with Buddy Guy and Junior Wells through a dear friend of ours who was a dear friend of Victor, and just phoned out of the blue and said, "Hey, listen, I'm touring. We're opening for the Stones on 4 dates. We're doing this and that. Would you like to come along as my assistant?" So I would drive the banner all over the the country, and do everything from serving coffee to setting up microphones, sound mixing, photographs, and just a combination of things. And then that parlayed into the other area of multi-track recording, where I worked under a gentleman, Ray Thompson, who was responsible for recording Peter Frampton Comes Alive, George Benson, Weekend in LA, the Earth, Wind and Fire White Album. So I've had so many, my elders, I love my elders. I gravitate to them. I learned so much from them. And this all came through Victor. I'm still great friends with Victor. I see him maybe once a month, and I sit down with him, and I always say, "Tell me something of wisdom," and he always does. He's just a brilliant mind, and has since retired in Mexico. So without him, and again, there's so many others, but he was the instrumental persona in my life.
When you were were doing a tour manager, Big Mama Thornton, remember her?
Oh boy. I have some incredible photographs. I would take my camera everywhere, obviously. And I used to wheel her out on stage. She was in a wheelchair at the time. And she'll say, "Honey, just before going out, go get me a White Russian." And she'll down that mixed drink. And then I would have to roll her on stage. And these were just incredible times, from Big J McNeely, Coco Taylor, to Joe Houston, and the list goes on and on and on. Buddy Guy and Junior Wells. It was just, and I'm in awe of this. And then later, after coming back from touring, I. I ended up working with Stevie Wonder as his personal photographer for 2 years, and I would pinch myself and spend so much time with him in the studio and in
Yes.
his home and at various locations of business. And I said, nobody's going to believe this. So I've had my moments with him, which I'll cherish forever. Just as we all know, a beautiful soul.
Gotcha. Here's a picture that we found. Who's that guy in the picture?
That is Michael O'Neill. Michael O'Neill is from the same neighborhood with us, and Michael has been with George Benson as his backup guitarist for
Uh-huh.
for just 40 years. And I brought him on board now it's 6 years ago,
Uh-huh.
um, and I was leaning towards the documentary filmmaker and I brought him on board as the composer, but later made him my co-producer as well. So we have completed 3 documentaries: Gonçalves, Reflections of Life in Navajo, Private Insanities, and also the West Coast East Side Sound. So he's my producing partner, and we have had really great success in various film festivals. One of them we parlayed into a music video from Private Insanities, and this is from an artist who I grew up knowing, and he was 10 years my elder. He has since passed away, but Felix Perez, and he was tormented, for most of his life, both mentally and physically, of demons that haunted him. So he locks himself up in a garage for a year and comes out with this collection of 34 paintings, and these are all the ills of society. And it's you look at it, and your first impression is, God, this guy's dark. He's a modern day Goya. Just, and he would always have an angel and a demon. But each of these paintings reflected positivity in deterring our youth from going down this path of self-destruction. So Michael wrote a song entitled "Living Beyond the Pain."
Yes.
And one of the paintings reflected the lyrics as well, where another good friend of mine, her son at the age of 17 was a shooter in a drive-by shooting, and didn't hit anybody, didn't kill anybody, but it was right after 9/11 when any criminal act like that was considered a terrorist act, and gave him 10 years right off the top. So now he's 17. Fast forward 10 years later, he's 27, and he did a total of 12 years. So the song was about him and those that are in the community and have family members that have, gone on the wrong side of the law. It's the ripple effect. It affects everyone, not only the person that committed the crime, but the mothers, the fathers, the brothers, the sisters, the children. So it was a song in that, and the song has done very well in various film festivals. It still has legs. It's still running. It's still being screened all over the place. So But Mike is phenomenal. He's just what a gentleman. He just got off the road. He did 5 countries and about 17 dates in Europe. He's working with Ronnie Foster. Ronnie Foster, the great keyboardist who played with Benson. We played with Stevie Wonder, and everything kind of interconnects with all these names and relationships.
Yes, relationships, very important, very, very important. Here's a picture of something that you might remember. Can you put that picture? Ooh, what is that?
I don't recognize that photograph.
That's a theater. That's what we call a broadcast truck.
Oh, okay, all right. I didn't see the antenna or the dish on top.
Yeah, right. But back in the days, yes.
So what state would this be in? It's a little different than the broadcast satellite trucks that I've seen.
Yes, they were different. Well, I can remember I used to work for a TV station down in Corpus Christi, Texas.
Oh,
and
okay.
we used to have those trucks, and we'd go out there. You would go with another fella on one job. He was the reporter. On the other one, you were the reporter. And one job, he was the cameraman. The other one, you were the cameraman. And we back in the day when they were just bringing this television camera in.
Yes.
Now look at it. Look at it now.
Oh. But the whole landscape has changed so much.
Yes.
Nowadays, the reporter is doing everything. It's even on recording stories on their iPhone. They're doing their own lighting. Whereas before, at least here in the West Coast, I have been involved with KCBS at one time doing remotes right after Rodney King riots, and
yes,
out of the studio, and they started putting us out there. And I think mainly because I was a minority and I would kind of fit in with the community and not be harassed. But back then, we had the news reporter, obviously, we had a cameraman, and then we had a sound person. So it was a 3-man crew. But nowadays you have to do everything. You got to light, you got to mic yourself, you got to shoot yourself, you got to do that. So it has certainly changed.
But you're getting paid for it. That's all that counts.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, goodness, good. Can you show us the next one here, the studio cameras? This is the studio which you actually work with.
Open arms embraced our production, from customer service to the lenses itself, and helping us select the combo that would best fit the production itself. went with the 28, the 35, the 50, the 85, and the 135, which we felt and agreed upon that would be best suited for shooting this film. The detail, the crisp, the sharpness of the lens itself, we were really...
Pandemic happened. She called me again and said, "Listen, I'm doing a short entitled Confessions, and basically it's a present day proof of concept super thriller where an angel falls from the heavens and pursues walks the earth and pursues sinners with dark secrets." And so I came on board, and this is all, you know, the interesting thing about this as well, Ron, is through my 35 years, I've always maintained a staff position, but I've always went outside and have worked on other things. I was, you know, the cinematographer on this particular short, along with being the producer. And this has legs. We just got word that you know, this is 2 years ago that this was completed, and we just got word that there is possible interest for a series. So those talks will resume the first of the year, and hopefully it will you know, we'll be able to see it on the screen.
Yes, indeed. There are a lot of people, you know, that want to get into this business. What advice would you give them?
Advice wise, I think be true to yourself. You have to be in the moment, and this is something that took me many years of being in the moment. Nothing is guaranteed. Appreciate your surroundings, listen to those that are speaking, and if you seek advice with your elders, you know, listen, you know, because if you ask a question and you want information, people are willing to share that information as well. So yeah, there's just so many things. I have recently went back to taking college courses. I've been wanting to do this for 40 years, you know, because at the time when I did go, I didn't really appreciate it, and it took me all these years, and I want to learn. I want to continue to learn. I took a public speaking course last semester, which really helps because, you know, we're in so many film festivals, and I just want to I'm learning how to you know, structure my thoughts and express those. So I'm a work in progress. And then also this year I'm taking this semester I'm taking a script analysis course, which will help me with a film that I'm involved with and several other projects. So yeah, it's wonderful. I love it. It's a beautiful campus, Los Angeles Mission College. I'm only 10 minutes away, so everything kind of, you know, fell in place, and I'm taking advantage of it along with continuing to work. You know,
Exactly. You spend some money to get the classes, you get some education, and then you go get some more money.
Yes. Right. But, you know, going back to words of advice, you know, 35 years that I was with CBS Television City, I have a great rapport with a lot of the producers, the building, the facilities, the page program, and a lot of these kids. When I see they come up in these page positions, it's a wonderful entry level position for them because they get the opportunity to work on every format, every genre of a show that's in the building. It could be from a game show to a soap opera to a sitcom to reality shows to, you know, to corporate stuff with some of the upper management. And so a lot of them come in and they want to be directors off the top. I want to be a director. Once they spend some time, which is wonderful, but once they spend some time and kind of get a feel for the landscape and what's really available, they change their minds. And I'm proud to say I have parlayed at least 15 or 16 of these young individuals, and now they are working in the industry as well. When they want to come in, I go back and I mentor elementary schools, high schools, and I try to help out as many of our people of color to get in there and to, you know, to get involved and to try to expand their horizons and their goals.
Actually, here's a photo. I think you'd like this one.
Yes.
Johnny's he's putting up. There it is. Would you look at that, folks? Look at that.
Well, those are my 12 Emmys in 45 years. And thank you, appreciate it. You know, but again, it takes teamwork. It's one of those things, and probably one of the Yeah, well, all of them I'm proud of. And
Yes.
the last one was the James. I worked with James Corden for the 8 years that he was hosting the Late Late Show on CBS, and it was a special we did with Tom Cruise. And the one previous to that was I worked with uh, uh, doing these sitcoms, and it was just one of those things during the pandemic, which we actually didn't celebrate the Norman Lear and Jimmy Kimmel special. Uh, and it was one of those that we didn't actually celebrate the receiving the Emmy because of the pandemic was occurring. Another one was it was an Emmy that was very proud of, Politically Incorrect, and that was
Yes.
1999. And I work with Bill Maher. I've been with him now for 26 years, and it's such a wonderful experience because here I am surrounded by, I feel, brilliant minds, the writers and the comedic part of the show, along with some heavy topics, especially going into tomorrow's election. So it's, I feel very fortunate. We get all the top politicians, all the top talent to come in and give their opinions, and it's wonderful to really digest all that and to really kind of see everybody's angle and to really be part of the critical thinking of politics today.
Jimmy, I know you got to go, but before you do, can you put up that number 14 for me one more time? Tony? Okay. And that's showing you, it was a picture, a duplicate of what we did. Here you are with all these things that you, as we call it, things that you got. Yeah, okay. Jimmy, well, congratulations on what you've been doing. When you look back over the years, my friend, you look to now and to the future, you really feel good. So do come back again, if you would, please. And of course, continued success. Thank you for your publicist, my dear friend Cynthia Busby. She's good luck.
I love her.
She's grandma. Her daughter had a baby.
I've seen the pictures, and I want to thank her also personally for putting this together. She persuaded me. I said, I'm not. I still feel like, who wants to hear this? But she insisted that your story is important for those that are up and coming, and you made me feel very comfortable. Yes, such a pleasant voice, and your presence is just. I feel good.
Good.
You made my day.
We'll send you a copy of the show.
Thank you.
Give you some IMDb points, and we'll tell you come on back again.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you very much, Jimmy. Thank you. Jimmy Velarde, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Actor's Choice. Let me host Ron Brewington. Before we go, normally we would roll into something, but I just want to say this. If you haven't heard about it, there he is. That's Quincy Jones. He passed away this morning. He was 91 years old. He was the great one. He worked with a lot of people over the years. He made a lot of stars for a lot of people, made a lot of money for a lot of people. And he was a special guy. If you ever met him, he was a very down-to-earth, friendly person. He was a good guy. God bless you. May he rest in peace. Thank you. Take care. Okay. Roll it, Tony.
So what does it mean?
What I see is a poignant statement about humanity's struggle against an otherwise indifferent cosmos.
To me, it's about the essential disharmony inherent in a dualistic worldview.
No, it's clearly a statement about a force that transforms existing entities, joining them together in vast...
Hello.
Yay. My next guest today is an actress, a singer, a dancer. She began her performance career while listen to this, ladies and gentlemen, while training and performing with the San Francisco Ballet for 7 years. Some people can't even do it for 2 days. This lady did it for 7 years. Good job, lady. Good job.
Thank you.
Now she's here today to talk about a new play that she's got in. It's called The Girl Who Made the Milky Way. Interesting. Sounds interesting. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jamela Asha.
Hello. Hello.
There you go. There you go. Thank you.
Pleasure's mine.
So let's start out with, where were you born?
San Francisco.
Okay.
I'm a San Franciscan native. The family house is still there, down the street, around the corner from Haight Ashbury.
Wow. They tell me another name that you use from time to time is San Fran. Is that true?
You know, for some, yes.
I've been to Frisco a couple of times, and it reminds me a lot. If you're here in LA and you go to San Francisco, it reminds me of New York. The weather's nice and cold.
Yeah.
Get called on, all that good stuff. Good people, good food.
Very much, very much. I think the city is definitely going through some changes. Hopefully we will come out the better. But yeah, it's a very old, city, old like New York. So
that's where I'm from, New York, Harlem.
Oh yeah? Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Mm-hmm. You've been there, I take it?
I have visited couple of times. I actually love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good city. A lot of things are happening. Would you, when they say, okay, here's a bone that I've got five things in my mouth. People come to me and say, I said, do you do TV? Mm-hmm. Do you do film? Mm-hmm. Do you do stage? I don't do stage. And I look at them and say, how come you don't do stage? What's wrong? What's wrong with you?
Well, stage, I mean, I started in the theater. So stage is, I could see why people would shy away from it. It's live, that there's a lot of people who enjoy acting, but the muscles that you need to do theater, to do live theater, can in many ways be different and daunting, but then there are those of us who thrive on it and who find it absolutely necessary. So, and that definitely is me. So I mean, being discovered with the ballet, it was a school field trip, and it was live, and I was just like, I want to do that, so I was kind of bred in it.
Have you been to Broadway yet?
I have not. I did audition for something a very long time ago, did not get it, but my eyes are still on the prize. So they haven't seen the last of me.
You'll be back in New York City on Broadway eating hot dogs and all that good stuff, the pretzels and all that good stuff.
Like that, resting my voice for my run.
Go ahead, girl. Go ahead. Training, a necessity. Talk about, if you would, what you went through to get the training and the education you got.
The discipline that the ballet gave me was a good starter. Let me go back even further. I'm Gen X, so coming from a Black home, where you know how to follow instructions, you know how to carry yourself when outside of the home. That is all training, training foundation for whatever you want to do in life professionally.
Yes.
So from that, the ballet gave me a good starting point. I also went to the School of Arts. So there gave me vocal training, dance, theater, and from there, I actually went to Nigeria at 18 with the Wajumbe Cultural Ensemble. Took a lot of classes, there. And so, I think your question was, what sort of training did I have to prepare me? And and of course, life, because life be lifing.
Yes.
So, there's a boatload of training there. Pardon me, I'm getting all these things coming through.
I have a question for you. I ask everybody this question.
Yes.
What's your thoughts about AI, artificial intelligence?
Oh, I'm sure that it's useful in some cases. So I'm sure that there is a use for it. As an artist, I think that it tends to, and this is my personal opinion,
Yes.
I think that there's a potential for it to rob the producer as well as the consumer of like organic creativity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for instance, when I listen to pop music, I'm now aware that much of it is created by computers as opposed to someone like a person who has gone through training,
Yes.
who then can explore, with their ears and, talents,
Yes.
different modes of conveying what they're, trying to convey. And so that then robs the producer, but it also robs the audience, of like, having their mind blown, by, oh man, look what Bootsy Collins just did. You know what I mean? Look what so and so just did. Ella Fitzgerald scatting. That wasn't computer. She had experience, and it came out of a human body.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I think of it.
Got you. Got a video. I stumbled upon it. This is technically your newest reel.
Oh goodness! What did I put up?
Here we go. Go hit it, Ro. Tony.
Now, you are not the kind of guy who belongs in the correction system, okay? You need a second chance. And this is your lucky day because I'm going to give it to you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. See you later.
Bye. Hi. Oh, we're closed. I'm sorry.
I'm looking for Diane Miller. She asked me to bring these documents to a meeting with Jason Morgan tonight at this address.
Well, I mean, he stays here, but he's at his Corinthos Coffee office. Maybe she's meeting him there.
Look at you. Beautiful. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Indeed. We came here to talk about the girl who made the Milky Way.
Yes, yes, yes.
Please give us a synopsis about that play.
The synopsis is a young girl who goes through a number of adventures as she is looking for her father.
Okay.
Who has, gone off hunting and has not returned. And through her adventures, she comes across many mystical creatures who, teaches her about, life and, helps her to grow through her adventures. And, spoiler alert, not so spoiler alert, it ends on a very happy note.
Yep. And it's now a world premiere.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And it's so awesome. Personally, this is the first play that I've done in like 21 years.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's the first play that I am doing as a equity member, actors equity member. So I'm very, very, very proud of this. I'm very honored and excited to be a part of it. Funny, somewhere down the line, I did actually no. When I first moved here to Los Angeles, because I've been in Los Angeles for like 22 years. When I first got here, I did a play, from someone written by a talented woman. I went up to San Francisco and we did it there.
Mm-hmm.
The writer was June Carroll. June Carroll is the writer of this play.
Yep.
And so our first rehearsal, I was like,
I know you.
And it was like, awesome. So I get to work with the amazing June Carroll, the amazing director, Amina Lamana, stage manager, Elna Cordigian, and producer, Gabrielle Griego, all women, for a very touching story and an amazing cast. Amazing. So I'm honored. I'm lucky.
There is they use a word. I'm trying to find it right now. Explain the K-O-I-S-A.
I believe it's Kosian.
Yes. Okay.
I believe it's Kosian. Yeah, it's a language, one of the many languages spoken in South Africa.
You speak the language?
I do not. I do not,
Okay.
and the play is in English, so that helps.
Okay. All right. Other question is the Imagine Theater. It's in partnership with the Colony Theater.
The Colony Theater, yes.
That too. There it is. Look at it. That's a beautiful building. That's a beautiful building.
It really is. It
Yeah.
really, really is.
That's
Yeah.
just outside.
Yeah. This is my first time working with Imagine Theater as well as with the Colony, and it's just a really awesome experience. Great companies. Everyone is really strong, and yeah, I mean, I'm just really, really excited about this whole experience. This is going to be 2 weeks, but I mean, everything's running, like a tight ship. So yeah, I'm like really, really excited. And this is also awesome, again, because I'm new to everyone,
Yes.
to the to both theaters, the
Gotcha.
Imagine Theater and to the Colony.
What's your role in particular?
I play 6 roles, one being a voiceover. So it's Aha, Mountain, Lightning, Son of Wind, Hasea, and Gauna.
Interesting. When you got that role, how did it make you feel? Because other people were there ahead of you, but they got you.
I felt like I was on the right path. It was another confirmation. You get what you ask for. You just have to be ready for it. That part.
Right.
So I have been asking to be a part of a ensemble play for a while. And it just so happened, it's funny, I digress. Just before the strike happened, I had a manager. I have a wonderful agency and a wonderful management team. However, before the strike, the manager at the time jumped ship. She was just like, "This is a lot. I'm going to get rid of all my clients and close shop." So I immediately, did the work to get a new management and have to be, and it happened to be a new management team. So I was like, "Great, this is great." A few months ago, they opened a specific theatrical department. So I was like, great, and that's how I got this role. I had no idea that, the girl who made the Milky Way was even casting, and I got it, because I was, pitched. So again, I feel like getting this role, great confirmation, one of the many confirmations one has that, I'm on the right path.
Interesting. I like the way you put that. Very nice. Very nice. They call it the TYA, the Theater for Young Audience. Explain that, please.
I think this is actually the first play that I've done that is TYA. So from my understanding, it's a specific, it's my understanding that the Imagine Theater, puts together plays for the wider audience, but also for children, which I feel is so incredibly special. I mean, again, I saw I got a full scholarship at the ballet when I was in 3rd grade, so community activism, that, community, those community organizations that specifically reach out to children, are, incredibly important. So it's my understanding that, that is what TYA programs are geared to do.
Oh, interesting. What excites you the most about this play?
Oh dear. I'll be bare honest. Working. We just came from a strike.
Right.
Working, and it's a 6-person crew, and the director, the producer, the writer, the stage manager, everybody's on point.
Yes.
And again, my castmates are just so incredibly talented, I feel, this is going to sound so incredibly hokey, but whatever. I feel welcomed home, you know? I feel, again, I'm on the right track. And so to be welcomed in by this group and to be a part of it, that is what all excites me. And again, brass knuckles, I'm working. We just came from a strike.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm saying you have a good attitude, my dear. A great attitude. It's good. It's refreshing to see that. It is very refreshing. There's a little expression that I see sometimes they call it ego. I call it ego.
There you go. You know, what I'm on is hunger. You know, when you love what you do, you're
Yes.
hungry. You know, you're hungry for new experiences. You know, and I feel that many in Los Angeles can get jaded. You know, but that's all right because then they forget people are hungry out here.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's good. Feels great.
Yeah. So, what you doing these days?
Oh my goodness. Well, it's funny because just preparing for this call, I got in two auditions. So, you know, right after this, I'll be doing those and then, you know, preparing for a good intense 2 to 3 weeks,
yes.
you know, of this play. So what am I doing? I'm doing this play.
He answered.
Doing this play, all things play.
Can you see this play as a movie?
I can. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm really excited just like in general to see what not to see what legs it has, but to see the legs that it has.
Gotcha.
You know, because I'm sure it's going to go places.
Yeah. Well, Jamela, you've done it. You've done it again. Thank you so much for getting the word out there about this new play running from November 9th through November 22nd. All I got to say is, you ready?
Yes. And I have to say that it is open to the public 9th and the 17th. The second week will be just for children.
Okay.
So please come the 9th through the 17th.
Good. Because all I got to say is 3 words. Break a leg. Break a leg.
Hey.
Break a leg.
Thank you so much, Ron. It is such an honor to be to speak with you.
Yes.
And thank you so much for choosing me.
Okay. Well, all we got is your publicist, you know, my dear friend Lucy Pollock.
Yes.
She's something else. She's good. I've known her for a long time.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Again, see, we have such a strong team.
Right. Jamela Asha.
Jamela Asha.
Okay. All right. Runs again. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Enjoy your day.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. We're coming into, good to see. We're coming into a gentleman that's going to be coming in. And I see my picture there. Okay. We'll take a moment here. This is something that we wanted to do. A new movie is coming out. There's a gentleman by the name of Alex Ayzin, and a real nice guy. Okay. And Tony's waiting on him. And we are twiddling our fingers. Okay. He'll be here in just a moment. I don't want to play a film ahead of him. I want him to be here. We'll play a film. Okay. Waiting on him. Okay. Good people we had today, Tony. Nice folks. Energetic, powerful folks. I love that. I really do. Okay. Waiting on me. Waiting on him. Okay. And let me know when you hear something. Okay. This new movie that they're doing right now is talking about what's going on in American comedy. It's basically what this movie that they're coming into, talking about. Good friend of mine, Pete. He's playing the role of still waiting. Okay. Pete is still, he's been around a long time. He's playing a role where he always walked around looking like Trump. He looks like Trump. So I always tease him all the time. You say, he's being Trump, huh? Okay. But he'll be coming in there. Okay. Technically, I believe, if I'm not wrong, we're out of town. Is that so? Okay, we'll keep talking. I'm moving that way. You see how I'm moving that way? Look at that. I'm moving that way to the left, and me, I'm moving to the right. Whoop, stop. I'll catch up to you. You can have a few more minutes. Okay, that's very, very precious of you. Very thoughtful. Have a few more minutes. Yeah. Did you call him on that number? Okay. Well, another day hits me. It's I'm talking to him. I'm talking to him. All righty. Okay. 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 When we're gonna talk to him, you can have him. Oh yes, I'm just singing. By the way, I'm not a singer, folks, and I know it. See, that's the blessing of it. Some folks don't know it. I know it. I know I can't sing it all. Oh, I had a birthday 2 days ago. Oh, yeah, today's the 4th. Had my birthday on the 2nd. Another age year. I have a twin brother, and I called him and I said, Rudy, Rudolph Brewington, he's our president. And I said to him, I said, we made it another year. Thank the Lord. The Lord is good. People are dropping like flies, but we've been around for a while, and we're very thankful for that. I'm blessed to do this show, work with Tony, and listen to you guys and girls out there in the free world, okay? And just do what we can do. Okay. See, oh, stop that. You said you can't sing. Don't be messing around now. I got granddaughters. I got a couple of them. I got grandsons. I got a couple of them. They are nice to having children. They're fun. One of them, she just turned last month, was her birthday. There he is, ready to roll. Okay, are you ready? Okay, here we go. Tony, you ready to roll? Want to roll that phone thing in 5, 4, 3. There it is.
Sir, what are you doing?
Shake it. Good to see you. Smiling face. Positive
Sir,
attitude.
put your shirt back on. This is a public restaurant.
Shake it.
Alex, ladies and gentlemen, we just saw some young man take his clothes off there, but please tell us what we just heard and saw. Alex?
You mean a little video clip there?
Sure did.
Well, this is the clip from our new, what we think is pretty funny, hilarious. That's
it
the
is.
idea.
I'm on the phone rolling.
Is where Donald Trump's character is meeting Nancy Pelosi at the restaurant, and he's just trying to impress her with his moves.
Yes.
How he dances and all of that. And people telling him, don't do it, we're in a public space. But, Donald being Donald, he wants to show it. He dances. He is in a good mood. And remember, this is the comedy. So we are making fun of everyone there. I call it an equal opportunity comedy. We don't spare anyone. We laugh at everyone. And we would like people to laugh, because the whole idea is make America laugh again. And Nancy is looking at him. She doesn't like him doing that. But way back, according to the script, she was in love with him in the 70s. So it's an old passion between Donald and Nancy.
Got you. How complete is the movie?
100% complete. It's done.
So it's done. It's done.
Yeah, everyone can thanks the Lord, and thanks to my wonderful crew that created this movie during COVID. COVID-19 did not stop us. We said, we're doing it for the country. It isn't for Republicans, it isn't for Democrats, it's for all Americans.
Yes.
From the get-go, I felt, I'm an immigrant, by the way, a legal immigrant, let's say that, from Ukraine, from the former Soviet Union, 40-some years ago. So US citizen, long time. I feel for the country. I want country to heal up, to become healthier, to become stronger, and start laughing and smiling again.
Yes.
That's it. That's the concept. So we finished it, and it is now available. At this time, it's completely still free on tubitv.com. So everyone, welcome. Go to tubitv.com. It's free. Put in American comedy, and then laugh your head off on us for next hour and a half. Do that.
Do it. Bring some popcorn with you. Bring some
popcorn. And then after you smile and laugh, then don't forget, get off your rear end and go vote. And go vote and vote peacefully. Because my messages are humor against hate. Wow. Humor against hate. Make laughter, not war. Let's go back to the Vietnam era, right? Make love, not war. I say make laughter, not war. And then a final, well, hey, make America laugh again.
Yes.
And hopefully Donald will laugh, and Kamala Harris will laugh, and Joe Biden will wake up and he will also laugh a little bit. So everybody, we want people to smile and have a good time.
All right. I see that behind you.
Behind me,
yes,
behind me, there's a poster.
Poster,
you can see. That's Make America here. American comedy, Make America laugh again.
Gotcha.
And Peter Roman is doing a wonderful thing, playing Donald in the film.
Well, Alex, I want to thank you for being here today. We wish you the very best in this project. It looks real funny. I mean, that gentleman out there who played Trump, he's too much. I can't wait to see it in the movie.
Well, that's the mission. The idea was this. If you laugh at someone, you are less likely to pull 45 and would want to shoot them. No, just laugh at them. Humor is a great weapon. So use that to make things better, to put people on the spot, to criticize them. But don't be nasty. Be friendlier. Make America laugh again.
Make America.
Ron, thank you so much. You're helping to spread the message of peace. God bless.
Come back again, please. We want to have you back again.
Anytime. As long as I make you a little smile, I'm good.
Okay. This is Alex Ayzin of Amco Films. Okay.
.com. And then again, remember, go to tubitv.com. We will be on Prime soon, but right now we're on Amazon. We're on tubitv.com, and it is free. Free for all. Just go watch the movie and then go vote. Don't just sit home and stew on it. Just vote.
And stew on it. Okay. Much thanks to our guest today, camera operator, camera and electrical department director, Jimmy Velarde, actress, singer, dancer, Jamela Asha, and let's see who else was here, that handsome young man who just left there just a moment ago, Alex Ayzin, Amco Films. Okay. The Actor's Choice is a presentation of B&B Productions. Rudolph Brewington is the president, and Sidney Chandler is our executive producer. Special thanks to our ever-growing audience. I'm Ron Brewington. See you next time, and thank you, Tony, for the run. Thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless you guys.